Hello everyone, welcome to D20 Sundays. My name is Ian, the part-time Dungeon Master. I'm your host as always. So, little background on how I do these things. This one is recorded the day before you're actually viewing it. And I don't always do that. I sometimes record them way out in advance. Sometimes a couple of weeks, sometimes a few months. In fact, the original video you were supposed to see today I recorded months ago. And I wanted it to come out today in particular because today was the very first day that I decided I was going to truly start doing YouTube. I don't think my first video was put out on this very day, but it was more of like, I'm going to buy the equipment, I'm going to start writing, I'm going to start, I'm going to buy the editing software, I'm going to get everything I need, including a better computer, in order to do YouTube. And the reason why I was so happy for the video that was supposed to come out today is because I got to talk to one of the people that inspired me. One of the people that inspired and motivated me to do this. Essentially, I met one of my heroes. And like I said, I recorded it months ago. And I set a reminder to myself to go off today and saying, like, hey, just so you know, on this Sunday, this video goes out. Because I, recorded it, edited it, uploaded it, it was all set, scheduled to come out on this particular day. And then, don't ever meet your heroes. They'll disappoint you. I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to say who it was. I'm not going to talk about the drama that they got into. I'm going to say it was just a chance encounter where I bumped into them and I talked to them for a moment, and it was like, it made me really feel good. And the amount of yeah, you should totally do that. You can totally do that. Just do this, this, and this, and go for it. I was like, yeah. But don't ever meet your heroes, because they actually suck. But I didn't think about it, I uploaded the video, and then, I want to say, a few weeks later, the drama happened. It was pretty big. And then, like I said, I got the reminder, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that video. It's not aged well. And so I just started to do this video instead. And going back and watching how excited I was about how I got to talk to them, how even though it was a brief, maybe 10 minutes, the idea that they were like, yes, you should do this. This sounds like a great idea. It kind of breaks my heart. It pisses me off. It's kind of funny, but it pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie. Oh God. But yeah, don't ever meet your heroes. In fact, I'm gonna spin this into a D&D way of putting this. A couple of videos ago, I talked about heroes as to meeting heroes. People who are of great note and value and worth in the world. They've already made a name for themselves. So when you hear their names, you quake in your boots a little bit. It's like, oh, I get to meet him. What if you meet your heroes and it's just not what you expect it to be? Or better yet, what happens to a world when the heroes stop being heroes? It's the forces of darkness for aeons have been held back by those who follow this one path. The heroes, when the forces of darkness first, when they last rose up, the heroes arose themselves and they fended the darkness back, pushing it all the way back until they were almost completely defeating it. But then they failed. They vanished without a trace. We don't know what happened. And then, as months go by, the darkness grew stronger and stronger, and then the heroes, one by one, started showing back up. But they were no longer heroes. The light no longer radiated inside of them. There were shells They were still living, still mortal, still breathing. They just weren't heroes. They did not have the will to fight against the darkness anymore. What do you do? Perhaps your party is going to take their place. Perhaps your party is actually sent to go after the heroes and find out what happened. Perhaps there was some new kind of weapon or spell that the darkness had cast upon them that stole them of their radiance. Or maybe the heroes just weren't really that good at being heroes. They're kind of shitty people. And they just got tired of dealing with people. Got tired of dealing with all of it. Or maybe the heroes had something horrible happen to them. Maybe they lost a friend, and now they had to fight against that friend again, because now he's the puppet of the darkness. Or maybe they realized no matter how hard they fight, they weren't going to win, and they chose to live instead. And that was their shame. I don't know. You guys tell me. I feel like that's a great way of doing things. I feel like that's a good, kind of like a good inspiration. Like, don't ever meet your heroes. This is why. And then just kind of take that and like push it forward and all that jazz. The funny thing is, I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell any of my friends, like, I had met my hero. I didn't, like, brag to them, like, oh, I met so-and-so today. I was like, this is my little treasure. I'm going to keep it to myself. You know, I'm kind of really glad that I didn't. I'm really glad that I didn't share it with everyone. Because it just made me seem more like a dick. But yeah, you tell me, my fellow Dungeon Masters, how would you do it? How would you set up a world where the light of hope has started to flicker out because the heroes that were supposed to stop the darkness failed because they walked away, or perhaps they just lost their strength at the last moment because they lost the will to fight? You tell me. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next D20 Sundays. Laters.